Orville with response check back vegetation across from the Poe Dam in the area of Camp Creek Road. Engine 2176.
This is Juan Brown at the Grass Valley Air Attack Base in Nevada County, California. It's Saturday, the 10th of November, about 2:30 in the afternoon. It's day 3 of the Camp Fire, and it's official. The Camp Fire is now the most destructive wildfire in California history. The Camp Fire is now up to 100,000 acres in size. There have been 9 fatalities, 6,700 structures destroyed, estimated. They're claiming 20% containment at this point. Remember, yesterday we talked about the 5% up on the northeast corner. The other 15%, I believe, are along Highway 99 on the Chico side of the fire. 52,000 folks have been evacuated. Now reports are coming in that the fire may very well spread down through the Oroville Reservoir area and begin to threaten the town of Oroville. The winds have died down, the smoke has returned. The air show operation here has fairly well come to a halt, though they did launch 2 S-2s. Because of the smoke, not much fixed wing air tanker activity has been able to occur on the Camp Fire today. There's over 3,200 personnel fighting the fire. 440 engines are deployed, 23 helicopters, and 67 dozers. Of course, the Butte County area was declared an emergency disaster area, and Trump has approved the funding for that. He also mentioned in a tweet about California's maintenance of its forests. So right now they're trying to keep the fire boxed in roughly along the lines of Highway 32, 99, and 70, and then with a line across from the origin of the fire to south of Sterling City. I said Silver City yesterday, correct, it's Sterling City, on across to Highway 32. The forecast for tonight and tomorrow is a return of the strong north winds. But as of yesterday, when those winds died down, the smoke has laid down, the temperatures have cooled off considerably with this overcast, further causing the smoke to sink and prevent air operations over the fire. Now, investigators are beginning to focus on what started this fire. We've got some very interesting audio from the original dispatch for this fire that I want to share with you that is some pretty damning information. That's some pretty damning evidence as to what possibly started this fire. It's beginning to look like another potential PG&E line that went down in the wind that started this fire. So I want to play that audio and overlay the map of the area and show you exactly where they're talking about when you hear these initial dispatches for the Camp Fire. Remember, the name Camp Fire comes from Camp Creek Road. These fires are named by the nearest geographical point of origin, and in this case it was Camp Creek Road, thus the name Camp Fire. And it's completely confusing many people as they think that right away this fire was started by a campfire, and that's not necessarily the case.
Turbo gas, vegetation under the high tension power lines across from Poe Dam. Battalion 2118, Prevention 2121, Training 2107, Engine 2176, Engine 2161, Engine 2167, Engine 2186, Engine 2182, Engine 2162, Company 67, Water Tender 37, Water Tender 67, Transport 2140, Transport 2142, Butte Crew 2, Butte Crew 3, Vegetation, possibly in the area of Camp Creek Road. RP was calling from the Poe Dam. Looking across under the high tension power lines, there is a possible power line hazard. First unit at seeing Camp IC on TAC 11. Stand by for check back 0636. Orbit with response check back vegetation across from the Poe Dam in the area of Camp Creek Road. Engine 2176. Engine 2161, and confirm you copy power line hazard.
Copy, power lines down.
Engine 2176, confirming you copy power line hazard.
Engine 2176 responding, copy, power lines down.
Engine 2186.
Engine 2186, copy, power lines down.
Just 2 days before this fire started, on Tuesday, 6 November, I was up camping out in the Three Lakes area, not far from where this fire started. I was doing a little CB500X adventure and video, and I went back and looked at some of that video footage and thought some of this video footage is pretty interesting in explaining how dry conditions are, and that north wind began to start blowing when I was up there. And here's what that looked like. A little brisk out this morning, got that north wind blowing, dry front passing through, producing those north winds, but it kept it above freezing. Certainly kept it dry. Back here at the dam at the bottom of the Three Lakes basin here, the earth-filled dam, we're in the center line of the drainage, so the diurnal breeze is really blowing good through here. PG&E uses this lake. They grab the water, I suspect over here, run it through a penstock, and with the force of gravity run through a electrical power plant turbine way down there towards the bottom of the Feather River Canyon. And the entire Feather River Canyon has been electrified and is dammed up and takes advantage of these high mountain lakes, runs the water through penstocks and generates electricity from it. That water is then returned to Oroville for use for the entire rest of the state of California. So it's the sharing of water that allows this infrastructure to exist and pay for itself. PG&E provides the infrastructure to build the power plants, gets the profits from those power plants, and then turns the water over to the agencies to be used for water. You see all the way down to the Sacramento Valley and the Coast Range beyond. Ooh, it's breezy up here. Let's get out of this wind. Time to break camp, head over to Quincy for some breakfast. This soil is so dry that when water's poured on it, it just sheds right off right now. It's as if a fire is burned through here. It's similar to the same conditions that soil experiences after a fire, but there's been no fire here. It's just all part of our California current drought situation. We've got to get some soaking light rains to initiate the rain season, to get the ground to start absorbing water so it all just doesn't run off in a flash. Let's break camp. Three Lakes Basin. So where does that leave us if this turns out to be another PG&E transmission line caused wind event driven fire? Does this become part of what I call California's unsustainable legacy? How are we going to be able to afford a public utility to provide electricity under these kind of conditions? And how, as Californians, are we going to be able to continue to afford home insurance, much like people who live in floodplain or flood-prone or hurricane-prone areas? How do we get the house insurance worked out? We'll keep you posted. See you here.